So how's it going, everyone? There's news that came out yesterday that apparently Eddie Hearn has offered Wilder a two-fight deal. A fight in the UK first, and then a fight in the US. And Anthony Joshua has also spoke publicly about it as well. Now, obviously, listen, the fans have been desperate to see this fight. It's a massive monster fight. And Eddie Hearn offering this, for me, is a great thing because the fans will get to see it not just once, but twice. But initially, they've got to come to terms. And I think financially, they've had a lot of issues because Wilder has this big, massive ego. And he feels that, he deserves a bigger share. And he's probably right. He's a WBC champion. He wants to be respected as a WBC champion. And he feels that Joshua and Eddie Hearn are not giving him that respect by offering him, 35%. Eddie Hearn has publicly said that if the Fury fight does big numbers on pay-per-view, then he would reconsider the split between him and Wilder. But he also said that if the pay-per-view numbers don't do good, then Wilder's not got a leg to stand on. And I think that's fair. If the Wilder Fury numbers don't do good, then even Wilder fans will have to bow down to the fact that Wilder's just not a draw, because if he can't do big numbers with Fury, then he can't do big numbers with anybody. Wilder, unfortunately, nobody knows him in the US. And Wilder makes a lot of excuses saying that, that obviously in America I'm competing with a lot of sports. But so was Mike Tyson when he was doing it. He was a global, not just a US name, a global name. So you can't make excuses. These are just excuses. If you're a name, you're a name. People know who Evander Holyfield is. People know who Mike Tyson is. People know who Muhammad Ali is. So people know who Sugar Ray Leonard is. These are all people that came out US, right? They're some of the biggest names. Floyd Mayweather. These are some of the biggest names that have come out US. Floyd Mayweather's competed with other sports when he's been fighting, but yet he's still done huge numbers. So Wilder saying that he's competing with other sports that's irrelevant. If you're a big name, it doesn't matter what you're competing against. If Floyd Mayweather's competing against whatever, he's still going to do big numbers, and he's proven that throughout his career. So for Wilder to say that, I just think, it looks like excuses from him. So if the Fury numbers don't do good, Wilder hasn't got a leg to stand on, and he cannot demand for a 50-50 split with AJ. It's as simple as that. I don't care if you're a Wilder fan. I'm not even being biased. It's just what it is. It's just business. If there's one guy that's making 20 million a fight and one guy's making 2 million a fight, and he's not doing big numbers, nobody knows him, nobody sells a ticket, and he himself is making excuses for himself, saying, that I'm competing with a lot of other sports. There's a lot of other in the UK. In the UK, there's a lot of other sports. It's just Americans don't know what those sports are. There's cricket, there's rugby, there's many other sports that are going on in the UK. Those are just two that I've mentioned that are quite big in this country. There's other sports as well. And don't forget the main sport, which is football. So football, rugby, cricket, and there's other sports as well that are going on, that happen in and around. Do you think when Joshua fights that he's not got competition with other sports? There might be Arsenal might be playing on that day. Chelsea might be. He's fighting on Saturday when all the football games are going on. All the Premier League football matches are going on in the country. So don't give me that I'm competing with other sports. Joshua's always competing with other sports because there's football always going on the weekend. That's when football is. So that's just a load of crap. I'm competing with a lot of sports. But that's not an excuse for why you're not a big name. You're probably not a big name. There's some reason the American public hasn't taken to you. I don't know. I just don't know. But you're not a huge name in America. So if the Fury numbers do good, then that means Wilder's name is got out there and he deserves a bigger split. But if the numbers don't do good, then Wilder hasn't really got a leg to stand on, and he's going to have to accept what AJ and Eddie Hearn are giving him, in my opinion. But leave your thoughts, guys. Let me know what you think about this two-fight deal. Do you agree with it? Do you disagree with it? What do you think? Where do you think it leaves Wilder? Leave your thoughts, guys. And guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.